My dear spiritual sisters, what I'm about to share with you today isn't just about money. It's about the sacred energy of abundance that flows through your home. And I need to warn you, after 20 years of studying Buddhist teachings and ancient wisdom about wealth, I've discovered something that left me speechless. There are 6 places in your home that might be blocking your abundance chakra, creating spiritual barriers to the wealth you deserve. You see, my journey began in a Buddhist monastery in Nepal, where an elderly monk shared with me a profound truth about wealth that changed everything. He explained that money isn't just currency, it's frozen energy, waiting to either flourish or stagnate depending on where we choose to store it. And my beautiful souls, what I learned about these 6 locations in your home will transform your entire relationship with abundance. Before we begin, I want you to take a deep, centering breath with me, because what I'm about to share might challenge everything you believe about how energy and money interact in your sacred space. Let me share something personal with you. Like many of you, I spent years struggling with money despite all my spiritual practices and positive intentions. I meditated, I used crystals, I followed the moon phases, but something was still blocking my abundance. Then, during a deep meditation session, I received a powerful vision about the energy of money and how it flows, or becomes trapped, in our homes. Today, I'm going to share these sacred insights with you, starting with the most surprising location, your bedroom. I know, my sisters, many of you keep your savings there, thinking it's safe. After all, it's your most private space, isn't it? But here's what the ancient wisdom tells us about this practice. In Buddhist teaching, your bedroom is your sanctuary of yin energy, the space of rest, dreams, and spiritual renewal. When you introduce money, which carries yang energy, into this sacred space, you create an energetic conflict that disturbs both your abundance flow and your spiritual rest. Let me share what happened to my dear friend Diana, a 58-year-old yoga instructor who kept her life savings in her bedside drawer. Despite her beautiful spiritual practice and deep connection to universal wisdom, she constantly felt anxious about money and had trouble sleeping. During our full moon ceremony, she revealed this habit to me, and what we discovered next was truly enlightening. The ancient texts speak of something called sleeping money, wealth that loses its vital force because it's stored in a space of rest. Think about it, dear ones. Would you plant a seed in darkness and expect it to grow? Your money is like that seed. It needs the right energetic environment to flourish. But here's something even more profound that most people don't know. During the deepest phase of sleep, between 2 and 4 a.m., your spiritual energy is at its most receptive. This is when the veil between the material and spiritual worlds is thinnest. Having money in your bedroom during these sacred hours creates what Buddhist teachers call a wealth shadow, a subtle energetic barrier that blocks new abundance from entering your life. I worked with a circle of women, all spiritual seekers like yourself, who experimented with moving their money out of their bedrooms. Within 1 lunar cycle, just 28 days, they reported remarkable changes. Not only did their sleep deepen, but they started receiving unexpected abundance in various forms: job offers, investment opportunities, even surprise refunds from old transactions. But my dear spiritual sisters, this is just the beginning. What I'm about to share about the second location will completely transform your understanding of how energy and money interact in your sacred space. And wait until you hear about location number 6. It's connected to an ancient Buddhist teaching about wealth that's been hidden for centuries. Stay with me, because this journey into the sacred wisdom of wealth is about to get even more profound. And remember, as the Buddhist teaching says, the path to abundance begins with awareness. Now, my beautiful light workers, let's explore the second sacred truth about wealth storage. And this one touches on something so fundamental to our feminine energy that it might give you goosebumps. I'm talking about your bathroom and the ancient wisdom about water energy and wealth that changed my entire perspective on abundance. In Buddhist teachings, water represents both purification and loss. It's the element of cleansing, yes, but also of letting go. Think about it, dear ones. What happens when we store our precious abundance in a space dedicated to washing away and release? Let me share what happened to my soul sister Margaret, a 62-year-old energy healer. She had been keeping her emergency fund in a sealed container under her bathroom sink, believing the water element would feed her monies. Growth. But despite her beautiful intentions, she found herself in a constant cycle of gaining and losing money, just like water flowing in and out. The ancient texts speak of something called the washing away blessing, a phenomenon where our abundance literally gets programmed to flow away from us. You see, my spiritual sisters, every space in your home carries a specific energetic frequency. Your bathroom's energy is designed for release and letting go, beautiful and necessary for cleansing, but potentially devastating for your wealth consciousness. During a recent full moon ceremony, as we were working with abundance crystals, one of my students had a profound revelation. She realized she'd been emptying her pockets in the bathroom every night, leaving coins and small bills on the counter until morning. Do you see what was happening? She was literally training her money to associate with the energy of disposal. But here's where it gets even more fascinating, dear ones. The third location I need to warn you about is connected to your root chakra's relationship with abundance, and it's probably affecting you right now without you even realizing it. I'm talking about your kitchen, specifically your food storage areas. Now, I know what you're thinking, but isn't the kitchen about abundance? Isn't it where we create nourishment and sustenance? And yes, my beautiful souls, you're absolutely right, but there's a crucial energetic distinction we need to understand here. In Buddhist philosophy, there's a concept called transmutation of energy. Your kitchen is a powerful space of transformation, where raw ingredients become nourishing meals. But this same transformative energy can actually be detrimental to your wealth consciousness. Let me explain why. When you store money near food, you're unconsciously programming your abundance to be consumed rather than grown. It's like planting a seed in soil that's too hot. The energy of consumption literally cooks your potential for wealth accumulation. I learned this wisdom from a Buddhist nun during my spiritual journey in Tibet. She shared an ancient teaching about the hungry money spirit. When wealth is stored near food, it develops an energy of immediate consumption rather than patient growth. Think about it, everything in your kitchen is meant to be used up, consumed, transformed. Is that really the energy you want your money to absorb? One of my dear students, a 55-year-old meditation teacher named Susan, kept her monthly budget envelope in her kitchen drawer next to her grocery lists. During our chakra alignment work, we discovered this was creating what we call an abundance blind spot. Her money was energetically coding itself for immediate use rather than growth. But my spiritual warriors, what I'm about to share next will take us even deeper into the hidden realms of wealth consciousness. The next locations we'll discuss are connected to ancient teachings about the flow of prosperity that have been protected by spiritual masters for generations. And just wait until you hear about the sixth location. It's connected to the most powerful abundance secret I've ever discovered. Remember, dear ones, as the Buddhist teaching says, what we store, we become. Are you ready to continue this sacred journey into the true nature of wealth energy? Take another deep, centering breath with me, because what comes next might just revolutionize your entire relationship with abundance. My beautiful light beings, as we move into the fourth sacred location, I want you to place your hand over your heart center. Take a deep, conscious breath with me, because what I'm about to share about your living room's energy field and its effect on your abundance might shake you to your core. The living room, we call it the heart of the home, don't we? But my spiritual sisters, this is where so many of us are unknowingly disrupting our wealth's sacred vibration. In ancient Buddhist teachings, this space is known as the realm of constant movement, where energy flows like a river, never settling, never grounding. During my studies with a female Buddhist master in Bhutan, she shared a profound truth about wealth consciousness that changed everything for me. She explained that money, in its highest spiritual form, requires what she called sacred stillness to multiply. Think of it like a meditation practice. Can you reach enlightenment in a room full of movement and chatter? Let me share what happened to my dear friend Isabella, a 59-year-old Reiki master who kept her abundance jar in her living room. She thought placing it near her family's gathering space would attract more abundance. But during our energy clearing session, we discovered something remarkable. Her money's aura was fragmented, scattered by the constant movement of social energy. You see, my sacred sisters, every time someone walks past your money, their energy field interacts with your wealth's vibration. In the living room, this happens countless times a day. It's like trying to fill a cup that's constantly being jostled. The abundance literally can't settle and multiply. But here's the even deeper truth that most spiritual guides won't tell you. Your living room carries what Buddhist wisdom calls the energy of distraction. When you store money here, it absorbs this scattered energy, making it harder for your abundance consciousness to maintain focus and intention. Now, my beautiful souls, let's move to the fifth location, and this one might surprise you: your home office. Yes, even this seemingly logical space for keeping money can actually be blocking your abundance in ways that most spiritual teachers haven't realized. During my meditation retreat in a Buddhist monastery, I received a powerful vision about the energy of workspaces and how they affect our wealth consciousness. The ancient texts speak of something called the cycle of eternal earning, a spiritual trap where we confuse the space of earning with the space of growing wealth. Think about it, my wise ones. Your home office carries the powerful yang energy of creation and effort. But wealth multiplication requires a perfect balance of yin and yang energies. When you store money in your workspace, you're essentially telling the universe, I can only receive abundance through effort and labor. Let me share what happened during our last Women's Abundance Circle. Maria, a beautiful soul of 63, had been storing all her financial documents and savings in her home office for decades. She was successful, yes, but she felt constantly drained, always pushing, always striving. During our chakra alignment work, we discovered her money was trapped in what we call the wheel of perpetual doing. The Buddhist teachings tell us about the concept of effortless abundance, the idea that true wealth should flow to us as naturally as breath flows through our bodies. But when we keep our money in spaces of work and effort, we energetically block this natural flow. One of the most profound discoveries I made during my spiritual journey was about the energy fields that surround our money. In your home office, these fields become contaminated with what the ancient ones called struggle energy, the vibration of constant effort and striving. My dear light workers, think about this. Have you noticed how keeping money in your office makes you feel like you always need to be doing more, earning more, working more? This is no coincidence. You're literally storing your abundance in a space that's programmed for endless activity. But my spiritual warriors, what I'm about to share next about the sixth and final location will transform everything you thought you knew about wealth consciousness. It's connected to an ancient Buddhist secret about abundance that's been hidden for centuries, passed down only through the most sacred feminine lineages. Take another deep, grounding breath with me, because this next revelation is going to shake the very foundation of how you think about your relationship with money. And remember, as the divine feminine teaches us, in stillness, we find our true power. My precious light beings, we've arrived at one of the most powerful revelations, the transformative truth about your closet's energy field. What I'm about to share with you was revealed to me during a profound meditation under the full moon, and it's connected to your closet, but not in the way you might think. In Buddhist wisdom, closets represent what we call the shadow realm of our homes, the spaces where we hide things from ourselves and the world. When you store money in your closet, you're literally placing your abundance in the shadows. But here's the deeper spiritual truth that brought tears to my eyes when I first understood it. Every time you hide your money away in a closet, you're performing what ancient Buddhist texts call the ritual of unworthiness. You're telling the universe, I don't deserve to be seen in my abundance. My sisters, this is such a deep wound in the feminine collective consciousness, this belief that we must hide our power, our wealth, our true nature. Let me share something deeply personal with you. For years, I kept my emergency fund hidden in a box in my closet, tucked behind winter clothes. I thought I was being wise, being discreet. But during a powerful past life regression session, I discovered this habit was connected to ancient feminine wounds around wealth and power. So many of us carry these wounds from lifetimes when it wasn't safe to be a wealthy, powerful woman. One of my dearest students, a beautiful soul named Patricia, age 61, had a life-changing revelation during our abundance healing circle. She'd been keeping her important financial documents and savings in a locked box in her walk-in closet for over 20 years. During our energy work, she suddenly connected with a past life memory as a wealthy merchant, woman who had to hide her money to survive. The tears that flowed as she released this ancient pattern were truly healing. But my sacred sisters, here's the most profound truth about closet energy. In Buddhist teaching, hidden spaces carry what's called stagnant chi, energy that cannot flow, cannot grow, cannot multiply. When you store money in your closet, you're energetically programming your abundance to remain hidden, stagnant, and small. And yet, my beautiful light workers, this revelation about closet energy is just the beginning of our deeper journey into abundance consciousness. What I'm about to share next will take us into the ancient mysteries of wealth manifestation that few spiritual teachers dare to discuss. In our next sacred revelation, we'll explore the hidden energetic portals in your home, specific points where the veils between material and spiritual abundance become thin. These are the spaces where the ancient ones knew how to multiply their wealth through spiritual alchemy. Stay with me, my dear ones, because what comes next will forever transform how you think about the relationship between your sacred space and your abundance potential. The next revelation connects to an ancient practice that was almost lost to time until it was whispered to me by a 92-year-old Buddhist priestess during my pilgrimage to the sacred mountains of Japan. My beautiful sacred souls, what I'm about to share with you now is something so powerful, so transformative, that it was kept hidden in Buddhist temples for centuries. During my time in Japan, I met an elderly priestess who shared with me the ancient wisdom of what she called the sacred money portals, specific points in our homes where the energy of abundance flows most powerfully. These aren't just ordinary spaces, my dear ones. These are sacred intersections where material and spiritual wealth merge, where the universe's abundance can flow directly into your life. But here's what makes this teaching so profound. These portals must be activated in precise alignment with nature's rhythms. Let me share what happened to my dear friend Sophia, a 57-year-old healer who is struggling with financial blocks despite her powerful spiritual gifts. When she learned about the first sacred portal, the Dawn Gate, everything changed. This portal, located in the easternmost point of your home, must be activated during the first light of day. It's where the rising sun's energy meets your space's abundance potential. But here's what most spiritual teachers don't understand about the Dawn Gate. It's not just about location. The ancient texts speak of a precise ritual involving specific crystals placed in what's called the Prosperity Pentagon formation. 5 carefully chosen stones, citron, jade, clear quartz, amethyst, and rose quartz, each representing one of the 5 elements of wealth consciousness. During my studies with the Buddhist priestess, she revealed an even deeper truth about these portals. They must be activated in harmony with the moon's phases. The Dawn Gate's power peaks during the waxing crescent moon, when the universe's abundance energy is growing, just like the moon itself. But this is where it gets truly fascinating, my sisters. The second sacred portal, what the ancients called the prosperity pathway, creates an energetic corridor through your home. This isn't just about placing objects or crystals. It's about creating a flow of energy that attracts and multiplies abundance. One of my students, Elizabeth, a 63-year-old retired teacher, discovered that her home's prosperity pathway was being blocked by something so simple yet so significant: the direction her furniture was facing. When she realigned her space according to these ancient principles, she received 3 unexpected abundance blessings within 1 lunar cycle. The ancient texts speak of specific mantras that must be chanted while walking this pathway. The most powerful one, passed down through generations of Buddhist priestesses, translates to, with every step, abundance flows. With every breath, wealth grows. But it must be chanted in the original Sanskrit to unlock its full potential. My dear light workers, this teaching goes even deeper. The third revelation about these sacred portals involves what's called the wealth window, a specific point in your home where abundance energy enters most powerfully. But here's what's crucial. This point shifts with the seasons, following the sun's annual journey. During my own spiritual journey, I discovered why so many of us have been blocking our wealth windows without even knowing it. Common household items, placed unknowingly in these sacred spaces, can create what Buddhist wisdom calls abundance shadows, energetic barriers that prevent wealth from flowing into our lives. But as profound as these revelations are, my beautiful souls, they're merely preparing us for the final, most powerful secret, the one that changed everything I thought I knew about spiritual wealth attraction. In our next and final session, I'll share with you the ultimate teaching about the Abundance Trinity, 3 sacred spaces that, when activated together, create an unstoppable flow of prosperity in your life. Stay with me, my sacred sisters, because what comes next will completely transform your relationship with abundance forever. The ancient priestess saved this teaching for last, telling me it was the most powerful secret she'd ever encountered in her 92 years of spiritual practice. My precious spiritual warriors, we've finally arrived at the most sacred teaching of all, the revelation that the ancient priestess shared with me in her final days. This wisdom about the Abundance Trinity is so powerful that she made me promise to share it only with those who were truly ready to transform their relationship with wealth forever. The Abundance Trinity isn't just about choosing the right spaces in your home. It's about creating 3 interconnected energy centers that work together in perfect harmony to attract, multiply, and sustain wealth in ways that transcend ordinary financial understanding. The first point of the Trinity is what the ancient ones called the seed sanctuary, a sacred space where new wealth is born. But here's the crucial truth that changed everything for me. This space must be created in perfect alignment with your personal energy signature. You see, my dear ones, each of us has a unique wealth frequency, determined by our birth date, life path number, and current moon phase. Let me share what happened to my beloved student Margaret, a 65-year-old retired nurse who had spent decades struggling with money despite her healing gifts. When she discovered her personal wealth frequency and aligned her seed sanctuary accordingly, the transformation was nothing short of miraculous. Within 1 moon cycle, she received 3 unexpected abundance blessings that she'd been manifesting for years. The second point of the Trinity is the flow fountain, a sacred space where your wealth energy learns to multiply. But here's the profound truth that most spiritual teachers miss. This space must be activated during specific hours of the day, what Buddhist wisdom calls the golden time gates. These are precise moments when the veils between material and spiritual abundance are thinnest. The ancient texts speak of 4 golden time gates throughout the day: dawn's first light, 5 to 7 a.m., sun's crown, 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m., phoenix hour, 3:30 to 5:30 p.m., and moon's wisdom, 9:30 to 11:30 p.m. Each gate holds unique abundance activation potential, but they must be utilized in the correct sequence. The third and final point of the Trinity is what changed everything for me: the manifestation matrix. This isn't just a space, it's an energetic field that you create through precise ritual and intention. When properly activated, it forms an unbreakable bond with the universal abundance field, creating what Buddhist masters call perpetual prosperity consciousness. Now, my beautiful light beings, here's how these 3 points work together. The seed sanctuary plants the initial abundance intention. The flow fountain nurtures and multiplies that energy. And the manifestation matrix transforms it into physical reality. But, and this is crucial, they must be activated in precise harmony with both lunar and solar cycles. Let me share the exact ritual that the ancient priestess taught me. First, during the waxing moon, you'll need to create your seed sanctuary using specific crystals arranged in what's called the prosperity mandala formation. Each crystal must be cleansed in moonlight and blessed with sacred abundance mantras. The flow fountain requires a more complex activation. You'll need to create what's called a wealth water blessing using spring water collected during the full moon, charged with prosperity herbs known to the ancient ones: basil for attraction, mint for multiplication, and lotus for spiritual elevation. But the manifestation matrix, this is where the true magic happens. This sacred space requires the most precise activation, using what Buddhist wisdom calls the 9 sacred symbols of abundance. These symbols, when arranged correctly and energetically activated, create an unbreakable connection to the universal wealth consciousness. My dear ones, this is why so many other abundance practices haven't worked fully for you before. They were missing this crucial Trinity connection. When these 3 points are properly activated and working in harmony, they create what the ancients called the perpetual prosperity spiral, a self-sustaining energy field that continuously attracts and multiplies abundance. I'm going to share something deeply personal with you now. When I first learned this teaching from the priestess, I was skeptical. How could something so simple be so powerful? But when I created my own abundance, Trinity, following these exact principles, my entire financial reality transformed within 3 moon cycles. The abundance that flowed into my life wasn't just material, it was spiritual, emotional, and energetic. This is why I'm so passionate about sharing these teachings with you now. This wisdom was meant to be shared, to help awaken the abundance consciousness in all of us. The time of keeping these sacred teachings hidden is over. We are meant to thrive, to prosper, to shine in our full abundance. As we close this sacred journey together, I want you to know that this is just the beginning. These teachings will continue to unfold in your life as you work with them. Trust the process, trust your intuition, and most importantly, trust in your divine right to abundance. If these teachings have resonated in your soul, please share this video with other light workers who are ready for this transformation. Subscribe to continue our spiritual journey together, and join my Sacred Abundance Circle, where I share even more ancient wisdom about prosperity consciousness. Remember, my beautiful souls, you were born for abundance. You were meant to thrive. You are a divine channel for prosperity. Until we meet again in our next spiritual journey, may the Abundance Trinity light your path to unlimited prosperity. Blessed be.